But from South Florida,
Well,
born and raised, you know.
I never knew.
Yeah, I lived in Florida, so Dolphins, they really found so many ways to break my
I
heart.
went to a few Dolphins games because I lived in West Palm and in Tampa. Yeah.
All right, guys, let's get into this.
All right.
Did I start this? Yes.
Yes.
Hello. So, if you've never really touched this before, I'm gonna pretend like everybody. So obviously, real quick, I'm gonna show you turn it on. One of the most immediate things people have trouble with is how the hell to turn the damn thing off. But notice the off is up here, right? So you got your little shift key, the second. So you hit second on and it turns it off.
Yep.
Cool. One thing that people don't really realize is you can change the brightness of the screen.
Oh, yeah.
Which if your battery starts to go low, you might have to kind of up it. So everybody do this. Hit second. It's not going to happen on my imaginary calculator here, but hit second and then hit the up arrow a few times. What happens? Just hit the second button and then hit the up arrow.
I got old numbers.
Let's see, is it doing?
I'm going both ways. Yeah, it works.
Yeah. See, doesn't.
I got old numbers.
Let me see. You're good. Oh, I see. So I should hit second and then hold the button. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Hold the up arrow and hold the down arrow.
Oh,
You see how
okay.
it gets?
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So hit second.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, you got a little nifty. Now hold the up arrow down.
Oh,
That's
this?
cool.
Yeah. Oh, weird. Okay, wait. Okay. So hit
I wanted to see
second.
Hawks fan because that's
Hold
how
the
I
up
got
arrow
it.
down.
You
The
know,
guy who taught me.
Second.
so
Hold it down.
But I like
down,
all football. Like,
right?
don't call me on Sunday.
So you can actually
Don't call me on
change.
Monday,
Hit
and
second.
don't call
Just
me on
push it
Thursday.
once. You can kind of make it darker or lighter.
Okay, thank you.
Is that cool? So, if you notice you have to make it darker over time, that means your batteries are about to
Okay.
complain.
How do you replace the battery if you got one from the library? You just
That
do
one's
it-
a rechargeable.
Is it rechargeable?
See on the side, it's got a little
Oh.
on the side. I think the top one is for connection to the computer.
Oh.
That's a USB. Is it on the side? Maybe it is on the top.
I think the old
Yeah,
one
it's
has
on the
the
top.
top.
No, this is batteries, dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
This is batteries.
Oh,
So
okay.
if you don't have batteries, it's gonna have a recharge normally on the side of it.
Okay.
Right.
So I just replace the batteries.
You just replace the batteries.
Cool.
Yeah.
I get those straight from work.
All right. Let me kind of keep myself going in order here. Let's do this. If you had a scientific calculator before this, then you already know that you can plug an entire computational line. You can see it all. It's much better than those little 4-function things where you do 2 plus 7 and the 2's gone. So if you want to do something really complicated, you don't want to use one of those where you lose things.
Okay.
So everybody do this with me.
Okay.
Let me wait. Yeah. 2 plus 7 divided by 17. All right, let's do that. Enter.
Wow.
Is that cool?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. What if I wanted to do something like, oh hey, are you here for the graphing calculator?
Yeah.
Workshop? Do you have a graphing calculator?
89.
Oh, dude, all right. Let me get you. So an 89. So do you know? Let me think. Can you get it out? And let me take a look at it. Okay. I'm not even sure how it's different, to be honest.
It's about the same, but we're just not.
Yeah, I think
depending
it's
on
the
what class you have, they don't let
same.
you use it.
It's
the
just a
same.
little too powerful, to be honest. I think your teacher probably shouldn't let you use it on the test. I think the 89 is the one that can do stuff like factor an actual polynomial.
Yes.
And that teachers don't like that.
What?
We want you to
It's
do
like
it.
a computer.
Yeah, so yours. Oh my gosh, how do you get to just a normal place? Oh shit, what have I done? Okay, let's see.
I was gonna say, when I go to the gym, there's this old
Okay, here we
guy
go.
who calls me Russell Wilson all the time.
Oh.
So you look
Okay,
kind of
alright.
That's because it
That
hit.
might work. You might.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
that doesn't have the same way to do
No,
things that
definitely.
the other one
I
does.
was a 5
So-
out of 10 quarterback.
Yeah.
So saying that, no.
We'll see. We'll see.
I'm really
Okay.
curious to see after they transfer it. I'm curious.
All right, guys. So, what's going to happen a lot in certain math classes is you'll calculate a number, and then you have to do more stuff with that number. and I don't want to spend all day typing a million decimal places out. So
Yeah.
let's say I had to do the square root of this, right? And we know the answer is going to be gross.
Yeah.
Do you guys see your square root button?
Yeah.
Where is it?
It's blue.
All right, let me make this bigger. View.
When it's blue, Jeff, do you have to hit the second button?
Where's the? Say again.
When the on the calculator, when it's a different color, like blue, like my calculator is blue, I would hit the second button.
Yeah. So the square root's right above the square, which makes sense because those are opposite functions.
Yeah.
So it's second x squared. So that brings up a square root symbol, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just stop there when you get that.
Okay.
Does everybody get that square root symbol? Can anybody tell me, anybody have a square root with a little parenthesis next to it? Or does yours look like mine?
Mine looks like that.
Okay. Yes, maybe? What's up? So the square root symbol should be square.
Well, I'm always curious because Russell Wilson and Pete Wilson was considered a combo, and now they were having trouble getting to the Super Bowl, so they eliminated the quarterback to see if the coach could do it.
This
Or
is
was it
very
the coach,
different
not the
from
fucking
the standard.
That's
So what class are you in?
Because I do believe Russell
180?
Wilson, and I also believe.
Okay, so
Derek
normally
Carr.
they should say
I believe
83 or
like
84.
quarterback.
Your.
Sorry to.
Oh, okay,
change the
okay.
subject.
The unfortunate thing is,
Mhm.
this workshop's gonna be for 83. There's really no way for me to also do and all the other kind of calculators. To be really honest, I don't ever use them for anything, so I'm not even sure.
Yeah.
There's the square root, I think. Is that the square root? Okay. I'm not sure your calculator's gonna have all the same stuff this does. Yeah. So you might wanna, you could either come back and talk with a tutor, and the tutor can individually help you, or you wanna talk to your teacher, see if they have any help. Yeah. Because yours is gonna have, everything's gonna be completely different places. And some of the things I don't even know where they are, because I just don't use the TI-89. So I'm sorry. Sure. Yes.
I know this is a little off topic, but when would you use that of an extreme calculator since it can do all those functions?
Well, if you're a student and you're high enough in math where, like, you're high enough in math where you don't have to show long division of 23 divided by 8 or something.
Yeah.
You can just plug it in and get a decimal, right?
Yeah.
So if you get high enough in math, you don't have to show factoring.
Gotcha.
So you can actually, that's what you can use it for.
Okay.
Good luck. Okay. I feel
Makes
bad, but I can't, yeah. There's so many different calculators. So, is everybody with me still on this?
Yep.
So, there's the best memory location on the calculator is this guy right here. A-N-S, answer. It always holds the last thing that was on the screen. So right now, it holds that last number. It holds the 2.411. So if I do square root of second negative, it'll do the square root of this thing. Right. So that A-N-S button takes so much ass, right? Because you can just kind of reference what you just did very quickly.
Is there any caveat to using that button rather than going, like, so what I did was.
Oh, you did second square and then you went up and yeah, no, it's the same thing.
Okay,
Same thing. Yeah. But here's where this kind of wins.
Okay.
Let's say I needed to take that number, square it, and then add it to twice itself. So now I can say second negative. I can say that thing squared plus twice itself, right?
Okay, yeah.
And I'd rather just get the
Yeah.
answer button.
Yeah.
You guys understand?
Yeah.
So you could actually, all right. So there's a lot of things you could do with that. So I just want to let you know it exists, right?
Well, that helps a lot because like we were going through doing calculations and math at the same time, and the speed was going so fast, and I was trying to like jump back and
yeah.
so that
So very often you have a number that you have to calculate, and it's got to go in multiple places in an equation. Well, that's the quick way to do it.
cool.
All right. And while we're talking about memory locations, let me show you this. Do you see the little stow button right here?
Yeah.
So let's hit that button. Stow And then do you see where the letters are on your calculator? See how on mine it's in green? Is it green on yours too? See A, B, C, D, E, F, C, all the green letters? Do you see them? It might be yellow on yours. I can't remember. Do you guys see the letters?
Yeah, I got it.
Thanks, Green.
In green, yeah. See A right there?
Okay.
B right there? So that little alpha, and you're cool?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you hit the alpha button, alpha for alphabet, it's crazy. And then you just pick a letter. Let's all pick A. So the math button has the A above it, right? Do you see how it goes? I'm going to put that number into A. And,
Oh, that's sick.
and then watch. Then you can do this. I need to double that number minus that number to the third power. I mean, you can just go crazy, right? Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
And so how many memory locations? So A and S is the immediate, I just need the last number that I got.
How did you do the third power so quickly?
Oh, sorry.
No worries.
So if I want to do something, let's say 7, I want to raise it to the third power. Your to the button is right here.
Oh.
I call this the to the button. To the third power.
Cool.
And to get out of it, you have to press the right button.
Yeah, so let's do this. Okay. If anybody's watching this recording, you're not going to see this, but let's do 7 cubed
Oh, I see.
plus, let's say 4 to the 3 minus 5. Let's do this. Hey,
How's it going?
I'm all right.
By any chance, do you have any graphics calculator I can borrow?
I do. Give me a second. I'll go get.
I can go get it for you if you want. I just don't want to.
No, nobody else needs it. Hold on. I'll be right back.
So you get 340, 3.25?
Did I do something wrong?
You picked a. Oh, I picked a 4. Oops. I did. It should have been a 5.
But you got it right. So the reason why, if you don't press right,
Uh-huh.
like if you go like 7 this, and then so if I go 7 to the third power, right?
Yeah.
And I don't press right, and I go press plus, it'll leave it out there.
Oh.
That's why you have to press plus.
Okay. Cool.
Alright, it's got battery.
Or
Not
this
the
button,
most
yeah,
battery,
this
so
button,
hopefully
so that it goes.
Thank
last,
you.
Right.
Sure.
It exits the.
Alright, guys.
to the power.
Let's do this.
Cool.
Let's do this. Alright, now watch this. Because you just said something that's very important that I easily forget. So I'm going to put in there 7 to the third. Do you see how I'm still in the exponent?
Mm-hmm.
So like somebody just said, you have to hit the over arrow to come back down. Then you can keep going. That gets annoying, but you sort of get the flow of it. You get everybody with me so far?
Mhm.
What did I say? Plus
4.
4 to the.
Third.
Now I can get the whole thing in there. I just don't come down.
Yeah.
I'm up. So 3 minus 5. All this is up there because I never came down.
Ooh.
Yes? Now let me know.
It's gonna be 343.
Sorry, what is it?
Oh, 343.
No. I haven't entered yet. Oh yeah, 340. Yeah, sorry, because 4 to the negative 2 is really tiny. So you guys got 343 point blah blah blah. Okay. I love it.
I actually
Yeah,
did it
that's
like
pretty
using this button. So it's
Oh, then you go back and
yeah,
edit.
but that was like my.
This is quicker, yeah.
quicker for sure.
So that's your to the button. Someday I'll be able to do this right here and it'll do it. But
That'd be sick.
that's your to the button. No, yeah, that's some
It's
next
not
level
too
stuff.
Far away.
Huh?
It's not too
Yeah,
far.
it's
It's here actually. It's here somewhere, but it's just not here.
Yeah.
It's here. It's not here. It's here. It's just not here.
It's like laser displacement, I think.
Yeah, I want to do a laser show class.
You really would have everybody come in.
It would be
Play a little
awesome.
Electronic music.
Yeah. All right, let me make sure I don't miss anything. All right, guys. So, all right, let's do a couple quick rapid fire things. You ready? All right, so let's do 19
Okay.
divided by 7 minus 6 times 5.1 plus parentheses
Okay.
8 minus 9 times 6. There. Okay. Everybody with me?
Holy moly.
I got a question. If
Yes.
if you don't close the parentheses, you'll get a syntax or something, maybe an issue?
No, actually, right here it would be fine with it. If there was more, you might get some problem.
Got it.
I think the last one is kind of loose with it.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, it does.
Because it understands what you're trying to do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, let's see if we all get the same number. And by the way, order of operations wise, what would I do first in here?
Parentheses.
Yeah, so the calculator does it. Calculator knows order of operations. So if the calculator does something wrong, it's most of the time, 99.9% of the time, user error.
Yeah.
It did exactly what you told it to. You just didn't pay attention to order operations, right? Yes.
You know how, and I don't know if these calculators do it, but you know the ones you were talking with just a single screen where the 2 would disappear?
Yes.
Remember you would have to put the division in the correct way? Like,
Yes.
Do you have to do the same with these?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Oh.
I do. I will show you another. Let's all do. Let's see if we get all the same number. I got this -73
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
stuff. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I already forgot what I was gonna hold. Oh yeah. What if I'm like, oh shit, that was supposed to be 4 right there. Right.
Yeah.
I think some of you guys already know how to do this, but if you have the newer calculator, you can just hit the up arrow, grab this, hit enter, and then it can go back. You can go back and edit this thing. You see that?
Oh, that's cool.
So you can just put a 4 there now.
So how do you actually go inside of the I don't know, equation of it?
Just push the back arrow. So did you see the first thing I did?
Yeah.
Let
So
me-
I just got up.
So you go up, hit the up arrow, and then highlight this. Are you able to do that?
Yeah, but I can go any further.
Now hit enter.
Oh, okay.
It makes a copy, and then you can go back.
Yeah.
And then you can just make this 4. Let's see what we get. Bam. Bam.
-67.
Yeah. So you're able to edit stuff on the calculator. It's really kick-ass because a lot of times you have this huge calculation, and the calculator says, and you're like, oh no, that was supposed to be 2, or that was supposed to be divided by, not a plus. Oh no. So thank God you don't have to retype everything. You just go edit it. That's a nice little thing. Okay, I like it. What about? Oh, I want to do this. Can you guys tell me if I wanted to do this problem? 3 plus 1.9 squared divided by, I'm sorry, I went the wrong way. Darn it. 3 plus 1.9 squared divided by 4.2 minus 6. How would I need to put that in the calculator so it does this correctly? If you're paying attention, I kind of gave the game away, but.
We have to use a parentheses.
Yes, so when we see this big ass division bar, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Calculator is not going to see that. Thankfully, this does not have eyes yet. That's going to be the TI 3000, and then you got Skynet. So when we make this big ass division bar, we are hiding that there are understood parentheses here. So if I just put in the calculator this, 3 plus 1.9 squared divided by 4.2 minus 6, if I just did that because I thought, well, there you go, what is the only stuff that I'm dividing by?
The whole thing?
This and this.
Oh.
Oh really?
I need to divide this thing by this thing. So that is the most common mistake. Students put something in, but they needed to put parentheses and they didn't. So let's kind of try this one out. Let's see. You guys might have to help me. So it's parentheses. Parentheses are on the top. 3 plus 1.9 squared, right? Parentheses are on the top. Divided by parentheses around the bottom. 4.2 minus 6. We're just, oh shit, up at 2 negatives. So I can go back and just hit delete. There. So we're just helping the calculator because it doesn't have eyeballs.
Oh, you have to put both in parentheses.
Yes, you need to tell the calculator what the top is, and you need to tell the calculator what the bottom is.
You know what's like that? When you Google search something and if you put it in parentheses.
Oh yeah,
It doesn't give you like a big.
Exactly. So it's a lot. That's called Boolean algebra.
Oh,
the
really?
search, yeah, it's actually, anyway, so it's like
Okay.
math you could do to words and stuff, but don't worry.
That's right.
I
mean to throw you off.
All right, let's see what we get. Okay, I don't know. Fine. So,
No, I
yeah.
did that, so what did I do?
Did I put that in there? Right. Yes. You guys get that?
I did.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna set up,
Same.
and I'm gonna do insert.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't put the
So
plus.
actually, there is no way if I skip the parentheses though.
So again.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. If I just put in there
Yeah.
3 plus 1.9
Because I
squared
got like a minus two something.
divided by 4.2 minus 6. I really want you guys to see. What's the only things dividing here would be this and this. What's supposed to be dividing this whole thing and this whole thing. That's why you have to tell it. This whole thing divided by this whole thing. You have to tell it. Okay, maybe. So this would be the completely wrong answer.
Is that what you got?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I fixed that.
So that's wrong. Do you see why that's wrong? And it's not the calculator's fault. It's doing exactly what you told it to do. Okay. All right, maybe. That's actually on this paper, by the way. It's the third bullet point. That thing about putting parentheses in. And then I have the answer key. We already talked about the answer key, right? That's the fourth bullet point.
Mm-hmm.
And then we talked about the stow button. Okay, so I'm doing pretty good. Yeah.
What's the answer? Key?
Oh, that's right. You missed that.
Yeah,
Um,
sorry about that.
Let's say I want to raise this to the third power, right?
Okay.
So I can hit second negative. See how it has A and S up there?
Uh-huh.
That is memory. It holds the last thing that was on the screen. So then I can raise that to the third power. So this button, now what does A and S have in it? What's the last thing that was on the screen?
Oh,
minus two? Oh.
This. So when I wrote that in, that was what A and S was. So it is constantly updating. It's an immediate memory location that you don't have to program. It just always is the last number I saw. I don't have to tell it what it's supposed to be.
So if I do the same right now, it's gonna take the minus 9.
Yeah, it's going to do this. So if I say,
It's always gonna be the last one.
if I say second negative, take the answer and add 10. Now it should be 0.193. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Because they just added 10 to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got a question, because I just ran into something. I know how to, I kind of remember, because Miss Nemi kind of showed me how to do it.
Sure.
So, on that 3 plus 1.9,
Yes.
I did that on accident, and I didn't put the plus between the 3 and the 1.9.
Yes.
And then I solved it. How do I go back?
Oh, okay.
Take that and then insert.
All right. So you did this here like this?
Yes.
Okay, let me put it in there. Divided by. All right, let's say this is the actual part, right? And they hit enter, and you're like, oh my god, this is so different from what she got.
Yeah, it was like way off.
If you go back and catch it, enter. All right, so I need there to be, help me out, what was it, 3 plus? Yeah. I need there to be a plus sign right there.
Yeah.
So what's really funny is, this is where I show how old I am. I was about to say, just like on a typewriter.
I use a typewriter.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
So, just like on a computer, you can insert something. So, see the insert right above the delete?
Uh-huh.
If I had second delete, that's insert. Now I can insert a plus.
So whatever you're highlighted, it'll insert in front of that.
It'll like it's not like Excel
space.
when you insert a row in Excel. I don't know if you guys know Excel, but yeah, I wanted it right before the 1, so I put the cursor on the 1, and it will insert it right before that. Yeah.
So the insert's always before whatever you're highlighting.
Yes,
on.
I love it.
Because that was my first mistake. I tried to insert like on the 3, and then it just.
Ah, shit. Yes. Okay. Is everybody with me so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, if you have specific questions that are sort of related to what I'm talking about, ask away. And if I get to the end, you're like, you didn't talk about this thing. I want to know about this thing. Just ask me then. Is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me think. Is there? I want to make sure there's nothing else. This is the basic, just using it as a standard calculator, right?
Yeah.
But this is not why it costs so much. It costs so much because it can freaking graph.
Yeah.
That's why it costs so much, right?
Mhm.
So let's talk about graphing stuff. All the graphing stuff is basically, for the most part, that top row,
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
So if I wanted to, let's say I want to graph y equals 4x minus 3. Let's just start nice. What would that look like if I graph it?
isn't that a polynomial? Doesn't it go up like a
No, because it's not squared. Right?
Oh,
This is just
That's
4x
line,
minus
right?
3.
Oh.
That's the line.
mx plus b, it's a line, right? And it's got positive slope, so we expect it to be like this, yes?
Yeah.
So let's see what it does. So of course, which button seems to be the right one to go to if I want to put that in?
Y
Y equals. Yeah. So hit y equals. And then we can put in there. Now here's where your all-purpose variable button is. It's right there. Don't worry about the T and the thing and the other stuff, because that's if I'm in a different mode. When I hit y equals, does everybody have this?
Yes.
Does anybody have different stuff? Okay, because you could actually change the mode of the calculator, and there would be different letters here.
Does
Really?
it matter?
It totally matters, right?
Yeah.
So, real quick, just because this is nothing. You can immediately forget this. We're used to x and y, right? Because I can then go over and up to find a point. Couldn't I also tell somebody what angle to turn to and then how far to walk out to get to a point?
Yeah.
And that would be what's known as polar coordinates.
Huh.
So that would look like, if I hit the mode button, I can change to polar, see there?
Uh,
Yeah.
Now look at my y equals.
Oh.
R is radius,
Yeah.
right? So it would be completely different. When I hit my thing, I get theta, which is weird shit. So I think at the bottom, the very last section is general troubleshooting. And basically, I'm pretty sure what I say what I say down there is go to mode and make sure that everything here on the left is highlighted. That's where you're safe. If anything over here is highlighted, you can get some weird stuff. Okay. So now if we go back to y equals, it's all back to normal.
Yeah.
All my weird r theta thing. Okay. So let's put in there 4x, and again, when you need the variable, you hit that button. So 4, that button, minus 3, right? Is that what I said? Yes.
Yeah.
And now let's all just hit graph. Some of us might have very different stuff. I get this.
Yeah.
Does anyone get something different? Yeah?
Yeah.
What's it? What is it? Okay, okay. Hit y equals real quick. Let me double check. Yeah. Okay, okay. All right. Don't worry. I'll tell you what's up. And then hit graph. Yours looks like mine.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
it?
same.
Yours looks like mine.
Oh, I just have my
Yours looks a little different, right? Or yeah, no, it's the same.
my zoom is off different. That's why I was like.
Yeah, so here's something really cool. Okay. Whenever I put a new function in, I kind of like to start with what's the standard screen. Negative 10 to 10, negative 10 to 10.
Yeah.
So if you hit zoom 6, it puts it into standard screen, which means negative 10 to 10. Now everybody should look exactly like this, right? What about this? Let's do this. Okay, real quick algebra lesson. What's the y-intercept of that equation? You guys remember? So it's mx plus b.
Oh,
M is the slope.
Y-intercept is the -3.
Yeah, 0, negative 3, and sure enough, 0, negative 3 is where it hits the y-axis, right? You with me?
Mhm.
So now watch this. Let's do something. Go back to the y equals. And let's make this plus 33. You with me? What's the y-intercept going to be now?
Higher up.
33. So if I hit graph right now, some of you guys might be able to predict what's going to happen. Let's hit graph, and now it's moved over there, because now it's hitting the line way up at 33, right? Okay, now let's make it really bad. Is everybody with me?
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's make this 333. And now what's gonna happen when I hit graph? I ain't gonna see shit.
No, I don't.
No.
So, what will really help is if you know something about the graph going in. If you graph something and it's blank, you need to find the graph. Why don't I see this graph? Because I only see from negative 10, 10, negative 10, 10. It's way the hell up there, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't see it. So there's actually a button where I can just grab this window and move it. And I can stretch it, I can stretch it, I can shrink it. Right? And incredibly enough, it's the button called window. Right?
Okay.
So, sorry. So let me tell you this. All right. So this function, we're not cheating a little bit, but don't we already know something about the plus 333? I know I want to be able to see further up, right? So let's just do that right now. Let's just do that. Right now, how far can I see up?
Only 10, right?
10.
Yeah.
So the maximum Y is currently 10. So hit the window button. Okay, that's a lot of stuff there, but do you see anything that relates to the maximum Y?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 10. Help me out. What do you think I want to make that?
340.
Beautiful. A little bit more than 333, right? So then I can see. So let's make it 340. I love it.
Y max, correct?
Yeah, Y max. I want to be able to, I want to push my maximum Y up so I can see further. So what I'm really doing is I'm stretching the window to go up to 340.
Oh yeah, now it appears in line. Yeah.
Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, you just barely see it, right? So how do I kind of make that better? Maybe I'll make Y max, let's make it 370. Okay, that's better, right? Yes.
So, what is the benefit over using the window instead of zoom out?
Oh, okay. Zoom out sometimes doesn't really work well. Depends on the function.
Yeah.
The freakier the function, the weirder the zoom out might get. Because it's not a very smart calculator.
Mm-hmm.
So zoom out, if there's a lot going on, it's not sure what part to kind of focus on. So sometimes it does great. And sometimes it does no good. So I want everybody to know what window does. But let's all do like this. Let's all do this. You ready? Go to zoom 6 again. So now we're back to not seeing anything, of course, right? There is one zoom that you might want to try that's even better than zoom out. Do you see how it looks like there's only, how many options can you guys see? I see 9 on my screen.
I got 7.
And do you see how there's a little arrow there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It means there's more options.
Okay.
Look at this option, zoom fit.
Until later.
Now again, calculator is dumb. It is dumb. It's dumb. Zoom fit doesn't always work well. But let's see what it does here. Let's tell it to fit. So it tries to fit the picture on the screen. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Hey, that's a lot of line.
Except where's the axis? So it's a give and take. It's a give and take. Yes.
What do you click on?
Say sorry.
Oh, what do you press? What?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
So zoom,
So it was zoom and then yeah.
zoom, fit, which in my screen it goes down to here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I click enter or something?
Yeah, you can highlight it and click enter, and then it should end up looking like this.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Is everybody all right?
Mhm.
Yes? Okay. So again, zoom fit, sometimes it's fine, sometimes it really doesn't do a great job.
Yeah.
So you
No,
need
that's
to
a-
know
that's
how to
awesome
be able to
function.
just handle the window directly,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Let me see, what else do I want to do here? All right, let's make our function a little less weird. Let's go back to our function, and let's clear that. See the clear button? Clear that. All right, let's put a parabola in there. Give me something that would give me a parabola.
X to the third.
No, it wouldn't be parabolic. That would be
X squared
x squared.
plus 5.
Let me make it plus 5x. I'll make one little edit, right? All right. If I graph it right now, see how my window is still on the old window?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what do I hit to make it go back to normal?
Standard.
Window.
No. A quicker way to do it than window is to go to
Zoom?
zoom
Standard.
number 6. This is one of the ones I end up using the most when I'm graphing stuff, is zoom 6, because I'm going to mess with my window, and then I put a new function in, and my window's like wherever the hell it is, right? So this is actually good. I don't have to move the window around. I can see everything I need to see. I can
5x
see.
or x? 5.
Say, sorry?
5x? Or
5x. Yeah, sorry. So it's x squared plus 5x. So why does it make sense that it opens up like that? You guys know?
There you go.
The x squared piece is positive. If I made the x squared piece negative,
It go down.
it would have opened down. Yeah. It's related to slope, but it's not really exactly slope. Okay. What's kind of the most important point up here on a parabola? What's the most important point? What do you think?
that point right
Yeah,
Origin,
right?
I guess it's origin, right?
So this is called various things. It's called the turning point, which makes sense.
Mhm.
The most standard name to call this is the
Ver-
vertex.
Vertex.
Anybody have heard of that?
Yes.
Okay. So that's the vertex of this. But to be really honest, that is the place where the function is minimum.
Oh.
Is the lowest
Yeah,
point, right?
exactly.
So you're going to have to be able to find the vertex eventually, whatever class you're in. Right? What class are you guys in real quick?
I'm in math.
175 or something?
Yeah, something like with Mrs. Wallen.
170 something, right?
180.
180?
175.
175? Okay. You're definitely going to have to be able to do what we're about to do. So let's do several things with this. And again, I should really find out where this is on here. Changing the window, by the way, is the whole section B. Graphing basics is section A. I think we talked about everything there. Oh yeah, so let's do this. Min and max is what we're about to do. That's section D. You guys with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's find this. This is definitely a minimum. So I want this to make all the sense in the world. All the graphing stuff is basically the top row. I want the calculator to calculate something on this graph, the minimum, right? So do you see above the trace button? It says calc.
Yep.
So that means calculate something graphically because it's up in the graphing section. So if we hit second trace, we can calculate a lot of stuff. Some of the stuff you might not know what the hell it is, right? So don't worry about that shit. This is calculus down here. Right now, which one are we obviously interested in?
Minimum and the max.
Minimum.
Yeah, the minimum.
So let's pick that one. So what's going to happen? By the way, you can either put the arrow down on the third option, or you can just hit the number 3 when you have a bunch of options. Are you guys with me? That's what I just hit the number 3. Notice the question, left bound. So what that means, what I'm going to do is I'm going to help the calculator a little bit. I'm going to help it find this place. I'm going to put the cursor to the left of the answer. Right? Is everybody with me so far? You guys
Yes.
all right? So I'm going to left and right move the cursor. If you hit the up and down, it's not going to go anywhere. See that? Like it's really frustrating. Left and right move it. So I'm going to put the cursor a little bit to the left. And then I'm going to hit enter. Bam. Do you guys get that kind of thing open up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't get that line, but I got the triangle at the top.
Oh, okay, the line might not show up. Yeah, depending on which version of the calculator you got. But you got the little line up top.
Yeah,
I mean, the little arrow,
triangle.
the arrow.
Yeah.
Now take the cursor to the right. Here's the answer, correct?
Uh-huh.
Now it's asking for the right bound. So I'm going to give it an area to search in. So take it to the right of the answer and hit enter. And now it says, give me a good guess. So I'm going to try to put the cursor right about where the answer is. And then I'm going to hit enter. You guys might get different numbers than me, to be honest, based on which version of the calculator. Do you get the same thing? Exactly the same with the 1?
Yep.
Okay.
I got a
Same.
little bit less, negative 2.4999.
Oh, okay.
That's really
This is really awesome. So there's a class where I teach the students the algorithm the calculator uses to find the minimum. We actually go through the process of what they programmed into the calculator. So the process it uses, it just gets to a point where it's like, all right, that's close enough. I mean, just so it doesn't take forever. So sometimes it stops before, so the real answer is negative 2.5. Mine is just a little bit above it because that's as close as it can kind of get. And some of you guys is just a little below it. Because again, your calculator just happened to have that algorithm kind of stop there. Are you guys kind of with me?
Yeah.
So you can tell it's trying to say the answer is negative 2.5, which is the right answer, by the way. So sometimes you'll see something 0.0001 or 4.9999 is trying to say 2.5 in this case. So does that make sense? So it does have resolution issues sometimes. Poor little thing. It's not very smart, so you gotta, give it a break. So the vertex would be negative 2.5, comma, negative 6.25. So the minimum value would be this. So what would I do if I had, well, let me ask you, what would I do if the parabola was like that? The vertex, if the parabola was like this, the vertex would now be at the
Top.
Yeah, the maximum. So I would pick maximum instead of minimum.
Okay.
That's all, right?
What could you get the maximum of this?
Well, the maximum, here's the funny thing about the maximum. Don't these just go forever up?
Yeah, so it'd be the.
There's no maximum. They just go up forever.
Oh, okay.
So you can kind of say it's infinity
Okay.
because they just never stop.
And is that why some in our classes they put it in parentheses and then they put the infinity symbol?
Yeah, so like if I asked you what's the range of this,
Yes.
it would be negative 6.25, comma, infinity.
God.
With a parenthesis on infinity and a bracket on negative 6.25.
Gotcha.
And you always put a parenthesis on infinity because if you put a bracket, that means you got to infinity. And like I told my students this morning, if you put a bracket on there, I want you to bring me infinity. Right?
That's the increase.
You can't get to infinity, so you can't include it. So you always put a parenthesis on infinity. Yeah.
So we only can get the maximum if the parabola is positive.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. If the parabola is negative, so it's opening down,
Yeah.
the vertex is the maximum.
Yes.
So if you told it to do the minimum, it would give you an error. It's
In
like,
that case, it would be negative infinity to that.
yeah,
vertex.
yeah. So if I want to find the vertex, this would be minimum, this would be maximum. Kind of, it just makes sense. It doesn't have a find a vertex button. So you have to know, is the vertex a max or is it a min? So you pick
Got
the
it.
right one.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Blah 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 blah.
And
blah.
then question now, like let's say that parabola was sideways, and we need to find range.
Oh, so you had a sideways.
Like the parabola was just.
So the
90
funny
degrees.
thing about a sideways parabola, that's a sorry. So like something like this.
Yeah.
Well, the range would just be all the real numbers because this goes forever and this goes forever. So eventually you get all possible outputs. So that
So again,
Oh,
it's
okay, so
infinity.
I
the
apologize.
domain would
Domain,
be
that's what I
from
mean.
something.
Yeah.
So you would yeah. Now so the funny thing about this parabola, I want you to understand, it's not a function. You
Okay.
guys know why? Why is this not a function?
Because it crosses over.
It doesn't
twice.
pass the vertical line test.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
And do you see how I have a y equals button? Y equals function of x means it's a function.
So
So the
it has to
calculator
cross-
cannot graph things that aren't functions.
So for it to be a function, it has to cross x twice.
No.
To be a function, a vertical line can only go through it once.
Okay.
I really want that to make sense.
Because you can't have the Ford be. We did an example once. You can't have the Chevy be two things at once.
Oh, there you go. You got it.
Yeah.
You got it. Let me show you this real quick. Why am I choosing that? Because that's the only one
See
down.
how this goes into two
All right, we're gonna use.
things. You can't have that.
You guys know about this here?
Yes.
That's why you gotta go to math yet.
Desmos. Desmos. Watch this. You guys ready? Desmos kicks so much ass, and it's free. So if we had enough computer labs, we would probably teach most of our math classes in computer labs.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have to use a TI calculator. You could just use Desmos. Because watch this. X equals y squared. There's a sideways parabola,
Yeah.
right? And watch this. If I click on it, it tells me that's the min. Right? That would be, so the
That's the
domain
min.
would be 0 to infinity.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah.
So Desmos is powerful, but we just don't have enough computer labs to teach all of our math courses in them. So we have to,
Yeah. So the domain would be 0 to infinity on
you got it. You got it. Okay.
And range would be all real numbers.
All real numbers, because eventually it's going to go all the way up and all the way down. It's just going to get there real slow, right?
Mhm.
Okay. All right. I don't have as much. Shit. Oh, last time. Sorry. The beginning was a little messy. I'm sorry. Let's find the intersection of two functions, and then I think I'll just throw it open to if you guys have any specific questions. So let's do this. Have you guys done problems like systems of equations? This is probably in your future. So if I have, real quick
Vaguely
lesson.
remember this.
Real quick lesson. In fact, I'll show. This is so cool. I'm going to show you. How many answers does this have? That's a weird question. But how many things work in that? Can somebody tell me numbers that make this work? What about 1, 3? Yes?
Yes.
What about 2, 4?
Yes.
What about 3, 5? Are you guys with me?
Yeah.
You can come up with an X and a Y will pop out. Yes? So how many answers are there to this?
Infinite.
Infinite.
Yeah.
So if I said, what's the answer to this? You should look at me like, you feeling all right? So, here's the funny thing. What's a graph? The most fundamental thing about a graph is it's the quickest way to answer, what's the answer to this?
Infinite.
Because when you graph, you're showing all the points that work in this. So the graph is the way to quickly say, here's the answers to this. Find the one you want. Leave me alone. Right? I'm not going to list them. Okay. So this sucks, fundamentally, because there's no specific answer.
Yeah.
But if I said this is also true, y equals, what do you got, Jeff? Twice x. Okay. There's only one number that works for both. So watch this. For this one, if x is 1, what's y? 1 plus 2, 3. If x is 2, what's y? 4. If x is 3, what's y? 5. Is everybody cool with that?
Yeah.
This one. If x is 1, what's y?
2.
2. If x is 2, what's y?
4.
If x is 3, what's y?
6.
Yeah, so then two.
What we're gonna say?
So you see how 2, 4 is the answer?
Yeah.
Now, right? That is the answer because it had to match this and this. And only one point does both. Yes?
I was gonna say. So I guess for me to kind of like pick that up a little bit easier, I would have just changed the y on that other equation to 2x.
Beautiful. Now you're starting to talk about more algebraic, direct ways to solve systems.
What do you mean by
I'm with
change? What do you mean by change the?
Watch. What does this say? This tells me that y is 2x.
Yeah.
So what can I replace this with? What is y?
2x.
2x.
Oh.
And if I solve this, don't I get x equals 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the way to I'm not gonna teach you. I'm sorry. I just want to get to a point where we can see the answer, which was quickest this way.
Yeah.
Right, 2, 4. Now watch this. What does that mean about the graphs of these things? So let's go back to y equals, and let's put them both in there. Y equals x plus 2, and y equals, what was it, 2x? Right? We're going to put both of those in. And then, I can't remember, let's hit graph. I can't remember if I have a nice normal. Now mine is all nifty. I don't know if yours has multiple colors. Mine does.
I got a rental car.
I understand. The blue line, I forgot already. Well, I should be able to tell. I can. But notice how the blue is the first one? X plus 2. So the blue line is every point that works in the first equation. And the red line is every point that works in the second equation. So of course, visually, where's the point that works in both?
The center where they intersect.
Where they meet.
Yeah.
So, this is crazy. So let me show you how to make the calculator find that point for us. We can basically see that it's 2, 4, right? But let's see if the calculator is able to get it.
Okay.
Because you're going to get more complicated equations possibly. And you want to be able to make the calculator do it for you, right?
Yeah.
So,
Calculate, right?
tell me, how would you call this point? That's the point where they
Intersect.
intersect. So now I want to make the calculator calculate something graphically. So I want to go to calculate up here, right? Second, trace. And of course, what pops right out at you? Which one of those you want? Yeah, number 5. So it's going to ask you 3 questions again. Do you see how right now what line am I on? I'm on the blue one, right?
Yeah.
Now watch what happens when I hit enter. First curve, blue. Watch what happens. Do you see how it popped down to the red?
Mhm.
Second curve, hit enter. Then it wants a guess, so I just push my cursor over to be close to the answer.
Oh.
Hit enter.
This was what I was struggling in class with.
Oh,
Ah,
all right.
sweet.
Good timing.
Yeah, I like that.
Ah.
See that? You with me?
Yeah.
Yep.
So real quick, let's do this. Go back to y equals. Clear these. Make this one x squared minus 4, right? You with me? And make this one, oh shit, I gotta think for a second. Let's make it, yeah, that'll work, Jeff. 3x minus 2. Okay, let's see what this does. Everybody with me on that? X squared minus 4, 3x minus 2. Let's graph those. Can you guys see how many answers there are? I'm sorry, am I ahead of you guys? Can you guys see how many answers there are?
There's 2.
There's 2 answers. There's 2 places where those equations both work at the same time. Graphically, there's 2 places where they meet. How would I find the answers? Same freaking way we just did. Here's a shortcut. Let's find this one. Let's find this one right there. It's not going to be pretty, probably.
Oh man.
Hit second, calc, intersect, of course, right?
Yep.
Do you remember how when I hit enter for the first curve, it automatically bounced to the next one?
Mm-hmm.
So the shortcut for intersect is put the cursor on the answer, enter, enter, enter. Because what's the last question? Give me a guess. So let me just put it on the guess. When I hit enter, it bounces to the next curve, enter, and now it wants a guess, enter. And like we predicted, not a very nice answer, but still, that's the answer.
That's it.
Isn't that crazy?
Hey, Joe, I gotta go to class.
Yeah, I gotta go too.
Thank
Let
you.
me see. Any specific things you guys had questions about?
Good.
Yeah.
Is there a roster for this?
Oh shit! Thank you. Sorry. Does anybody have a piece of paper? I have come so unprepared. Today was so busy in there, I didn't even have a chance to.
Yeah. I have a question though. Is there any way I can borrow a graphic calculator that looks like this one?
Library has a few more. They
So
have run out
I
before.
actually did borrow one,
Yes.
but it looks like a conventional one. But this is like has a whole screen and stuff.
I
And
know.
that looks
And
more-
that's why those go fast. So.
I got a rental car. That's what I have. The-
Exactly. Yeah.
Check Facebook Market or
I'll
offer
actually
up.
buy it.
Okay.
Okay.
Does somebody grab? You
I
guys
bought
want
this one for
Can you
I
real
think
quick-
$70.
Write your name. Everybody write your name on the paper.
I'm sorry, you're so close.
Thanks for asking about the roster.
But there is no way I can get it from here, right?
All right, guys.
There is no way I can borrow it from here.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
They're all out. If you wanted to borrow them,
Yeah.
Just a name
So
or
from what I hear, to borrow them, you have to either like
Take care, guys.
really
Yeah.
early.
Name.
Nice meeting
Who's,
you.
who are you with?
Yeah.
You're with
Mrs. Rollins?
Rollins. Okay.
Yeah. 175.
Okay.
Thank you, Jeff. You helped a lot.
See you. Remember the name? Oh yeah, Nemi.
Yeah, and then
Can you put Rollins? up
Thank you,
there?
Jim.
RAWLINGS. Sorry that was so quick.
oh no worries, I got a lot from it.